All right, it's time for another Fibble. This is the game that's just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. They're starting us with merit. And of course, I want to assume the green and yellow are true. We could do something. What about STR and then maybe either the I or the E? We could do strip. Sure. Okay, well, one of the R's is a lie, obviously. So there's definitely no I, and there definitely is a T. We could still do the TR potentially. No, we can't. Oh, right. If we want to do the R third, then we could end in RTS. That could work. That could work. Then we need to have an M or an E. Maybe something like Marts. Does that work? You know, like a Walmart and that kind of thing. A Mart is like a shop. Okay, does work. Maybe there's another meaning for it too, but okay, well, one of the two, first and third, one of the two R's is a lie, so there's definitely no M, which is interesting. So if we want to assume the R, now the other thing is if the T's are all true, which we don't know that they are, but let's assume all three T's are true. The T and the R is true. I'm still back to, you know, assuming the R and T from merit are true. There'd be T and R like this. Ah, one of the S's is a lie, which means the yellow R is true. Because one of the two S's is a lie. I didn't notice that. So this is the lie. These are true. Okay. So there is an R, but it's not third. There is a T, it's not fifth. There's maybe an S, but we don't really know. What about, well, I'm not sure what to do now. Could we do something like rusty? That doesn't quite work because if there's an S, then you can't put the T fourth. Right, so if we put an S in it, then the T can't be, the T would have to be, so you can't really do ST anywhere because you can't do it at the beginning because you'd have two lies and strip. You could do it second. That's the only place that you could do an ST, I guess. It almost works. I was gonna say Aster, but of course you can't do an A and an S, right? If we have put an A in, then we can't have an S. Plus we know there's no E, so that doesn't work anyways. But so yeah, so there's not. I'm kind of thinking there's not going to be an S. If there is an S, it's definitely not ST. What about something like route? Oh, but then we can't do an E and we can't do an S if we're doing the T fourth. That almost works, but not quite. What about ROT something? What can we do there? I don't know. Well, we could do rotor, which is interesting. Oh, but then there's no lie in Marts. Okay, so how about actor? Actor would work. We'll do the A as the lie in Marts. Okay. Well, interesting. We didn't really get any contradictions there. All we've got is yellow T's. So either there's a T at the beginning and those are all true, or one of those is a lie, which is more likely. But I mean, at this point, if there's no I, there's no E. If there's no A, then, or if there is an A, then it's the lie twice. So it's more likely that there's not an A. We do have the yellow O, but we're running out of vowels. What about tours? Oh, then there's no lie in strip. Oh man, that almost works. All right, and we either need to have the T fourth or there's an A or an S. Is there something we could do ROT and then the S? But then we'd have to have a P. Oh, because strip, the STR would all be, well, the R we know is true, and the S and T would be true. We'd have to have a P. But if we do ROT, so it doesn't work. Yeah, so if we put the T third, let's just focus on the T third for a second. That makes this the lie, so we can't have an A, right? The A is definitely true, which then means, but the T is also true unless we put in two T's. So then you have to have an S. Well, what if we put the S at the beginning as the lie, but then SOT, but then we still need to have the R. The R would have to be here, and that doesn't work. So the S at the beginning doesn't really work if the T is third. But we have to have an S if the T is third, which makes the S and the T true. We're going to have an R somewhere. We need to have a P. But it's probably not TR. It's probably not TS. But you can't really do P and R at the beginning. I don't think it works for the T to be third, is what I'm trying to say. So I think this is true. And T at the second spot is tricky because you can't put an S at the beginning. So then it's got to have a vowel. We could do an A. It would have to be the lie twice. That's okay. Then you'd have to have an O and an R, OR, something like this. That doesn't really work. So I don't know that the T second works either. So I think that's also true. So if either there's no S, there's an S first, or there's a P, because one of those two is the lie. And the T is first or fourth. So let's put the T first. T-O. What do I want to do? If there's no S, but if there's no S, then you have to have an A. Is there something like that? Or like that? Or O-R-A? All right, well, let's go back to T fourth. Maybe that's the lie here, and there's no S and there's no A. That's the only way we can have no S or A. The R is going to be first or second. We either need to have an, what's going to be the lie? Oh, we could do the C. C-R. It almost works. I'm having a hard time even coming up with anything that works here, actually. No, we can't do that. I wanted to do Torah, but we can't do the R third. So I don't think there's anything that starts with TR and is going to have an O. But you've got to have an O and an A. Or an O and an S if you put the O here. But you can't do trios because there's no I. And you need to have a P then because the TR and S are all true in strip. So I don't think you can start with TR. I guess that's something. It's feeling like there's going to be an A. But we have to have an O as well. So not TH. TO. Okay, so let me go back a second. Because one of the things that I said back here was we couldn't do a T third. We couldn't do a T second. But that was partly because doing a T third would force the A to be true and this T true, which would make the S. But what if we had a double T? What would that do? We'd still need to have the O. It would have to be that, though. That's not a thing. You could do ratty, but that doesn't work because it's got to be an O. And, oh, what about... Truth. I was trying to put the O and or the A in there, but the O can be the lie and this T can be a lie, which then doesn't necessitate the A. The double T, it's going to be truth. The lying puzzle, the answer was truth, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the truth. Oh, man. Well, I'm definitely in the edit gonna fast forward through a lot of that because that was a lot of thinking time. The problem was I was trying the T in all these spots and it wasn't working out because I needed a double T. All right, well, still got it in 4 guesses, which isn't too bad. Just took a lot of thinking time. So let me know, how long it took you to find the truth. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.